Welcome back to your daily dose. I'm your host, Alize.mills, and this is a daily dose where you already know we be doing the most. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you want to, you don't have to. If you have any personal questions or comments that you would like to share with me, please email me at alize.mills6@gmail.com. Once again, that is alize.mills6@gmail.com. Okay. Also, if you guys have any personal collaborations that you would like to do with me, oh wait, I already said that. My bad. Also, if you guys haven't, if you didn't get any of that, it will be in the link in the description below. Also follow me on Instagram. You know, I just post for fun and stuff. So this was supposed to be, I can't really do a mukbang until I get a desk, guys, okay? But someone did say, you know, this is just Popeye's chicken right here. You guys can see that. Popeye's chicken tenders, half bitten biscuit. Also, I had got some fries. Now, I will say this. This is not like a mukbang or nothing, so I'm gonna just say eat with me. This is actually a story time. They no longer have hottie sauce, so I got the sweet heat. Yeah, no longer have hottie sauce. I have like 3 left in here, but yeah, I want to talk to you guys because I want you guys to. This is gonna be called the story time of how I survived my ex. And before we even get into this, DoorDash pissed me off because I had ordered some cheddar tots, right? And they gave me this. I didn't want this. These like some pancake bullshit, like some fucking icing from Denny's. In those, I had those cheddar tater tots last time when I was high as a kite. I came over. I got through hanging out with this woman. Well, I wanna call her like my friend. She's like a friend. She's like a really sweet person. I want to say actually, but honestly, cause she has subscribed to my channel. Yeah, but I don't care if she watches the video. But yeah, like, you see that biscuit though? I'm not even hungry like that no more cause I'm disappointed in my order. It's kind of cold. It's not even really that like good like that, but no, but yeah, she's a very sweet person. She was my first SP. I'll call her my first SP because I tried to manifest her in the past. Not tried, but technically I did multiple times. It's funny because when I manifested this woman, I wrote about her in my book because I was manifesting another person, and it just magically happened. But anyway, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome to the daily motherfucking dose. You see that? You know what? Let's try this pancake bullshit. Cause here's the icing and shit. Apparently, ugh. I'm not too much of a. It's a vanilla. It's not nasty, but it's not what I wanted. And then here's like the fucking. Ugh, let me get one. Like the fucking little pancake shit. Let's bust this shit wide open. Okay. So apparently it's one of those shits. Like fucking chocolate on the inside, as you can see. You can see the chocolate and stuff. Let's go ahead and try it. This is not what I wanted either. I'm sorry guys. You can't really see the food, so I'm gonna try to do this the best way that I fucking possibly can. Okay? I know I'm not a mukbanger. Okay? Not a fucking mukbanger, but yeah. There we go. There's the icing. Gave me the wrong fucking order, but this shit's good actually. Probably not going to finish these, honestly. But it's pretty good. But I still didn't order this. No. Basically, yeah, so let's get into it. So basically, I was around probably, I want to say 18 at the time. You know, young and dumb and shit like that. So, you see how hard that is? It ain't even Popeyes. What y'all? It's like, but they didn't have spicy. At least the lady called me and told me though. Said they had mild, so I said, oh, that's cool. But anyway, I used to go on dating sites a lot. And how I met my ex, I met him on a dating app. I met him on Meet Me. He was really sweet. And during this time, yes, I used to date men. During this time, I was hella religious. I was a Christian. So, you know, during this time, I was like hella religious and stuff. And, like, you know, I was all about, like, God, like Christianity, basically. So, when I ended up talking to him, I was already talking to other people. I was in the midst of talking to, like, other guys and stuff. And I guess he just got to me because he showed me a side of him. Like, he was interested in religion. And so I was like, okay, shit, I can find me a Christian man. So I thought. But I didn't think, he wasn't a Christian, but he was interested in, like, the higher power. And that alone was already attractive. So I was like, ooh, okay, well, shoot, teach me a little something, you know? Yeah. But anyway, so, like, he was telling me about, like, the universe, spirituality, you know, telling me a lot of stuff. And I was just like, okay, I was all for it. And I was talking to him for a minute. It took me a while before I actually wanted to meet him. I thought he lived far, to be honest. Turns out, he lived right down the street from me. When I say right down the street, I mean right down the street. Like, I could take one bus down. I only need to take 2 buses. That was it. Not even like not directly right down the street, but like, I used to live on Manchester, he was on Western. So, you know, I just had to take the 115, then hop on the, I think it was the 110. I think it was the 110 for my people that live in South Central LA. So yeah. And let me tell y'all, ooh, he knew what to say. He knew all the right words. You know how when dudes just know the right words? Yup, he knew all about that. Look at that. Ooh, yeah, baby. Yeah, saucy. I wish it was the hottie sauce. I tried the hottie meal too. Bomb. Bomb. But, anyway. So he knew all the right words to say. So he was sweet talking me and all types of stuff. Don't get me wrong. During this time, I was that type of woman or that type of person. I didn't really care too much about commitment. I wasn't too big on commitment. This was my first actual relationship where I don't like to call it a relationship, but even my first experience of being in a relationship was like, the reason I said I don't like calling it a relationship is because it was too much. We don't get into it, but anyway. So we started talking or whatever, and it was cool. Like the vibe was cool, everything. And over time, the guys that I was talking to, they started to become uninteresting. He had my attention. And it takes a lot to get my attention. It really does. I'm not easy. So for anybody, like whoever thought I was, you're dumb. And you're done. Because it takes a lot to like really. Because when I was younger, I would get bored fast. Like now I actually take the time to get to know people. I actually take the time to know like what are things that you like, your favorite ice cream, your favorite color. If I ask you questions, yes, I like you. I do. Because I want to get to know you. I want to know and understand you. I want to know, you know, everything about you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the worst. I accept you just how you are. So, you know, he had my attention and whatnot, and we was talking for a while until, you know, eventually we actually met up. And I remember when I actually met him, the day I was going to his house, my friend was trying to convince me to sleep with him. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Because during this time, I was a virgin. I'm not finna just bust my legs wide open for somebody I just barely even know. And it took me a while before I actually met him anyway. And when I actually did meet him in person, you know, he had a foot fetish. I noticed that. And let me tell you, I wasn't even attracted to him. He was 6'3". He was I don't want to say caramel, but he was lighter than me. He was like I don't want to say light skin either. We're going to say like a bit of I want to say, you know what, let's call him caramel or whatever, like a caramel color or whatever. He had brown eyes, he had dreads, and he was athletic tone. He had a six-pack. He was very he was fit, okay? And he had a very nice physique, but I just was not interested in him like that. Because back then, my type of men were like husky-built guys. So I wasn't really interested in him like that. And I remember telling him, I was like, you know, you're not my type. And when I told him that, he was so sad. He was like, he was like, he felt so sad. And I told that to him too. I was like, I'm not, I just don't see you in that way. But it was weird because that's why I tell y'all. Just because you're a specific person that you manifesting might be like, I don't want you. Honey, it changes over time. Because I don't know what the fuck happened to me, but I was all on him. Okay? Anyway, moving on. So, we met up or whatever. And when I met up with him, I'll never forget what he told me. What's mine is yours. And he love bombed me in the beginning. He was so, like, he would just gas me the fuck up all the time. And it's like, he literally told me he loved me within 3 weeks. 3 weeks! Now, some people will be like, how you, that's nothing wrong. You could love somebody in 3 weeks. I don't know. That sounds suspicious. So, I'm like, how the hell? And I only said it back because he said it, and I said whatever. But yeah, like, during our first meeting, he was all on me, but after that, I didn't know if I was gonna start seeing him again. I didn't know if I wanted to see him anymore, cause I wasn't interested. And I guess over time, the more we started to talk, because he would always call me at 4 a.m. when he would come from the gym. He called me at 4 a.m. in the morning all the time. And for some reason, I would always wake up around that specific time. And every time I wake up, there he is calling me. I know, right? That's weird as fuck. So, I started to talk to him more. And the more we talked to each other, the more I started to fall for him. That's why I tell y'all, it don't matter if your specific person said they don't want you. Honey boo boo child. If I change my mind, and I think he manifested me, because there's no effing way I could have just been like, He was in my mind. Like, when I say he was on my mind, like, other dudes I was talking to, cut him off completely. Just for him. And so, in the beginning, like I said, it was great. He was really sweet. He was cool. And, you know, it took about 6 months in of us talking and really getting to know each other. And honestly, nobody asked anybody out. He didn't ask me to be his girlfriend. I didn't ask him to be my boyfriend. I didn't do none of that. So it was like we were doing couple shit. It seemed like we was in a relationship, but in all actuality, technically we really weren't. But it was like we was in a relationship, so it was a confusing situation. So I call it a situationship. So anyway, I would go over his house, and, you know, I would see him, hang out with him and stuff. And yeah, we would, you know, he was the first person to introduce me to, like, edibles, you know, and stuff like that. Like, there was this weed sucker he would always buy me, and it was so fucking good. And I would be high off my ass, okay? And, you know, I didn't start smoking weed until, like, later on. But, yeah. And I remember 6 months in, I had, you know, gave him, like, my virginity or whatever. Because the first time it happened, like, the first time we did something, like, you know, sexual, I didn't, you know, react the way he wanted me to. And see, he told me, like, it's okay to, you know, like, we adults here. This is not for children anyway. But it was okay for me to, you know, like, be myself. Like, it was okay for me to, you know, because I didn't do anything. I was stiff as a board. So I was nervous, and I was just like, okay, you know, because the first time it was him, you know, it was us doing, like, you know, like how they would say, like, foreplay type stuff. So we didn't get too intimate until, like I said, the 6th month was when I actually did give him my virginity. And when I did, the way it happened, it wasn't, honestly, I didn't want it to happen, because how it happened, I felt like, you know what, you're already there, so might as well just allow it to happen. So it was much more of, you know what, F it, just let it happen type situation. I remember when I was at his house and there was movers, like not movers, it was people like the painters. I was at his house and stuff like that, but they were like in the next room. And when I came over, he showed me around and whatnot. Then he started kissing me and all this other stuff in the next room. And I'm like, they're like right next door. He was like, it doesn't matter. They're not, they're going to leave anyway, whatever. So the way it happened and how I lost my virginity was the worst experience of my life. And if he ever watches this video, which I'm pretty sure he might, I'm pretty sure he actually will. If he ever watches this video, just know that even although you tried to break me, you didn't break me, baby. In fact, I'm glad I went through what I went through. But anyway, so yeah, it was just too much. Like, the way it happened, it was, I was disgusted after I lost my virginity. I was very disgusted. And I was mad. I was upset. And after that time, he was going through a situation he didn't tell me about. I was going through a situation because I had left my grandmother's house, because during that time I was going through it with my grandmother and my dad, like my family. So it was a vulnerable situation. I had left the first time and I had tried to come stay with him, but he let me for a minute, but he said, you're gonna have to go back home. But he didn't want to tell me that he himself was about to be homeless. And he went through a lot. He did give me, sometimes he did, like I stayed with him for a little bit, but I had to leave because he was going to end up homeless. And I didn't know he was going to until he told me later on. And that's the reason why he broke up with me. It's kind of like almost like he broke up with me after he took my virginity, but technically he didn't. It was like, I want to say a month later or something like that. But yeah. And I didn't get kicked out of my family's house because I was living with my grandmother and my father. No, but I did leave because my grandmother and my father were very, like I said, if anyone, for new subscribers, when I talk about physical abuse, if you go into one of my videos, my dad used to physically abuse me when I was a child. I don't remember the whole story, but when I was younger, yes, I used to get my ass beat. Doesn't matter now. It is what it is. But yeah. So, I never liked my dad. Then, I felt like I had a fear towards him. And, staying with my grandmother and my dad was just, it was detrimental to my mental health. Because they made me feel like I wasn't shit. I don't care if the family watches this video either. I really don't. Because now how I feel towards my dad or whatever, I don't have anything against him, because my dad actually, he was helping me like when I really did need it. And I was in the process of getting a job and stuff. So I do appreciate him for that. No one's perfect. No parent is perfect. So I don't expect anyone to be perfect. But, he's a good father to his children. And that's a good thing. And he loves his kids. Do I forgive my dad? Yeah, I do. It was a long time ago. Years ago. Gotta let that stuff go. But anyway, I was going through that situation. And I didn't want to go back home. And how it happened, like how I started, like how, because I was going over his house so frequently, like so often, like almost every day, to the point where, you know, even when I had to take care of my little brother, like, you know, like babysit him, I would still, you know, go over there for a certain amount of time. And sometimes, you know, I tried not to get caught, because apparently I couldn't be in a relationship or have a significant other anyway. Ooh, y'all, I just passed gas. Ooh. Oh, terrible. But, you know, that's what happened. You know, things happen, whatever. But yeah, so like, I would go over his house all the time because I enjoyed spending time with him. And around like 7, I would have to leave. Like, I would have to go. I couldn't stay because I had to go back home. So one day when we broke it off or whatever, we stopped talking for a while, and then he had eventually hit me up, and then we started talking again. And the situation where I was living at wasn't getting any better. Okay, so it was more so like I was just, you know, because me personally, I'm the type of person, like, if you break up with me, why are you breaking up with me? Give me a reason why you're breaking up with me. Don't just leave me. Don't just block me. Don't do any of that. Like tell me, why are you breaking up with me? I want to know. I have to know why you're leaving, so I can see, okay, is it me, or shit, is it you? Shit, it could be you, because you the person that feel the way you feel, but it could also be both of us. Two people. Yeah, I'm ashy. I am. I put some lotion on. But anyway, probably not enough though. But anyway, yeah, so when we did pick back up and we started talking again, it was, at first I was kind of iffy about the situation. But I was like, you know what, whatever. I didn't really think too much about it. And, we started talking again. It's like we picked up where things left off. And the first thing that I did was, when we met up, I told myself I wasn't going to engage in any sexual activity with this man. And I did. And I was just vulnerable, and it just happened. And so when I started to meet up with him again, we started talking again. I didn't know that he was going to eventually move. Now, I didn't know that this was going to happen, because I did live with him for almost a year. And the reason I lived with him was because I was with my grandmother and them, but I had got kicked out of the house technically because they locked the door on me, and they didn't let me back in the door. They didn't let me back in the door in the house. And I was actually going to have a sit down with both my dad and my grandmother and let them know that I'm leaving, and I'm going to go ahead and go stay with a friend, because I was already tired. And I grew up not being able to really go and hang out with other people, like other kids and stuff. And I wanted freedom. And I guess that was the freedom that just happened to come my way. So I decided to just take a damn chance, right? So now, at this time, things was getting a lot more deeper than I thought, because I found out a lot of stuff that I didn't want to find out. And the reason I call this surviving him is because he really messed me up psychologically. And even after him, I tried to date other men. But in the process of me trying, I couldn't begin to date another man, because men, I just couldn't. I just didn't want to be with another man at that point. And I don't want to make this seem as though I've always liked women, but I don't want to make this seem as if though like, oh, I went this way because of this. Honestly, at one point I was heterosexual. It started with me being straight, then it went from me being bisexual to being fully lesbian, fully just only wanting women. And I feel like part of that is the reason why I don't really like men. And the reason I don't like men, and I'm just being transparent, because of certain things I went through. My cousin, when I was young, I don't know my cousin's age specifically, but I'm pretty sure he's older than me. I don't know his age specifically, but yeah, my cousin, he, when I was younger, yeah, he had did things as well to me when I was young. So, we were around, like I said, I don't know specifically the age But I feel like he was a lot more older than me because I was only 7.